this is Jo from Maths Tutor Me. Today we're doing percentages and ratios topic, and we're going to be finding a percentage today. So we're going straight into the examples, and question number 1 says, express 11 out of 25 as a percentage without using a calculator. Okay, so 11 out of 25, if you can imagine, maybe that's somebody's test score. You could write that as a fraction, 11 out of 25. Now, we learnt in our previous lesson that if we want to convert a fraction to a percentage, we need to multiply that by 100. Okay, so without a calculator, we want to work out what that's equal to. So first of all, we want both of these to be fractions. So this second one, we're going to put it over 1 to make it a fraction as well. So I can cancel from these two. Both of these numbers here can be divided by 25. 25 divided by 25 goes once. 100 divided by 25 goes 4 times. Now let's multiply what's left. 11 times 4 is 44. And 1 times 1 is 1. That can simply be written as 44%. Okay, that's the end of question 1. Question 2, we're going to be doing the same kind of thing, but this time we're allowed to use a calculator. So use a calculator to find 43 as a percentage of 58. So we have 43 out of 58, basically that's saying. Let's write it as a fraction. To make that into a percentage, we have to multiply it by 100. Okay, now instead of having to do all this working out, we can now use the calculator for that. So over here, we type this in. 43 out of 58 times by 100. And it's said to give an answer correct to 2 decimal places, so turn that into a decimal. We get 74.1. That would round up to be a 4%. So question 3, it says, in a class of 24 students, 16 students have a pet dog. What percentage of the students have a dog? So let's write this as a fraction. 16 students have a dog out of 24. We want to write that as a percentage, so we want to multiply that by 100. Okay, so we could do this without the calculator or with the calculator. Let's do this one with the calculator this time. So 16 out of 24 times by 100 gives us, okay, so we could go to a decimal and it's a recurring decimal. So we could write it like that. Or if I do this, I can change it into a mixed numeral, 66 2/3%. Question 4. There are 85 students in Year 7. 56 of these students like to play soccer. So part A says, what fraction of students like to play soccer? Well, 56 students liked to play soccer out of the 85. Okay, that's all it asked for was the fraction, so that's it. We could see if that simplifies. We could type that in, go 56 over 85. But it doesn't simplify. Okay, part B says, what percentage of students do not like to play soccer? If 56 students liked to play soccer, that means the rest of the students didn't like to play soccer. So let's go 85, take away the 56. That tells us there's still 29 students left who did not like soccer. So there's 29 out of the 85 did not like soccer. This time we want it as a percentage, so we need to multiply that by 100. Again, we're going to do this with the calculator. So we'll go 29 over 85 times 100 is, let's change this to a mixed numeral there, 34 2/17%, or we could go to a decimal if you'd like. Okay, time for you to try some of these. Pause the video and try these few questions to see if you can remember what we've learnt today. So for question 1, write 36 out of 90 as a percentage without using a calculator. So 36 out of 90 can be written as a fraction. To make it a percentage, we want to multiply by 100. Because we're not allowed to use a calculator for this one, we're going to turn this into a fraction as well by putting it over 1. Then we're going to try to simplify. The 90 and the 100 can both be divided by 10, which would get rid of a 0 from each of them. Now the 36 can actually be divided by 9. So if we divide 9 by 9, we get 1, and 36 divided by 9 goes 4 times. Okay, let's multiply what's left. 4 times 10 is 40. 1 times 1 is just a 1. Okay, so we don't need the 1 on the bottom anymore. That is 40%. Okay, for the rest of these questions, we can use the calculator. Question 2, use a calculator to express 48 as a percentage of 66, correct to 2 decimal places. So 48 out of 66, to make it a percentage, we want to multiply by 100, and we can do that on the calculator. So 48 out of 66 times 100 is, let's do it as a decimal to 2 decimal places here. So we have 72.73, because we have to round that percent. Question 3, express 45 minutes as a percentage of 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay, so 45 minutes is our first amount that we want as a percentage of 1 hour and 20 minutes. Now we need to express all of that in minutes. We can't have 2 different units here. So 1 hour is 60 minutes, plus the extra 20 minutes makes 80 minutes altogether. So we really have 45 minutes out of 80 minutes. Then to make that a percentage, we multiply by 100, and we're using the calculator. So 45 out of 80 times 100 is 56.25%, or a quarter if you prefer your fraction there. Question 4. Out of 30 people, 4 are left-handed. What fraction of people are right-handed? If 4 out of these 30 people are left-handed, that means the rest of them, the other 26 people, must be right-handed. We want to write that as a fraction, so that would be 26 out of 30. We could simplify that fraction by dividing the top and bottom by 2, which would give 13 out of 15. For part B, what percentage of people are left-handed? Well, we need the left-handed people now, so we have 4 left-handers out of 30. And to make it a percentage, we want to multiply that by 100. On the calculator, 4 out of 30 multiply by 100. Okay, that's going to be a recurring decimal, which may be best written as a fraction. So 13 1/3% of the people in this little experiment here were left-handed. Okay, that's the end of our lesson today on finding a percentage. Keep practicing. Bye.